Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got a really great blend for you guys tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this poured out. And I just realized, oh, I forgot my. I'm always slightly unprepared, but I had forgotten my tea rag. And you guys know that cast iron can get really hot, so there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this out. Oh, I'm super excited about this. Tonight's blend is kind of similar to what I've done before. I have done a Tiguanyin, but Snea, welcome. This is a dark Tiguanyin, and so far I can tell there is a huge difference. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. This is not as dark as I thought it would be for a dark Tiguanyin. However, I did understeep it slightly. Um, I did that on purpose because I wanted to treat it as a normal oolong. However, this one is like really, really dark and really, really tightly wrapped. It looks like it could have stayed quite a bit longer, but playing it safe, I kept it at what was it, 180 something degrees. 100 no, yeah, 180 degrees Fahrenheit with a 3 minute steep. It could have stayed there the whole 5 minutes. Yes, I did steep it like an oolong. Um, and I really should have steeped it a little bit longer, but I'll show you why in just a moment. So, you guys, I was talking about Tiguanyins the last time, and it is an oolong from Taiwan, and it's roasted and rolled and processed, and it comes out really, really nice generally. This is less on the vegetal side, more on the earthy side. So, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when it's dry. Look at that. It's super dark. They were not joking. And it's really, really tightly wrapped. I mean, let me just use this one as an example. Oh, I broke it a little bit. Oh well. So showing you right here, Tiguanyins. This one is mostly dark, mostly brown, with tinge. Oh, there we go. With a tinge of green still on it. Yeah, there we go. You can see it right over here. It's most prevalent at the top. So this was dark. This was processed for a long time and oxidized for a long time, but it also is wrapped pretty tightly. So when I show you guys what it looks like after it's typed, you're gonna see a huge difference. But without further ado, I'm gonna take my first sip because this has been smelling really, really nice, and I can't wait anymore. Oh, wow, this is really good. Now, generally, with a Tiguanyin, you get a vegetal, almost orchid kind of flavoring. Uh, and that I was not able to answer last time how they get the. Oh, yeah, it's a very beautiful color. How they infuse the orchid into the Tiguanyin, and the answer is that is a trick question. They actually do not infuse orchid. It's just naturally that flavored and that scented after it's roasted. They wait for that scent to be prevalent, and they pull it out of the roaster right away. So I gotta have another sip. This is really good. Oh, this is so good. There is a no. They actually do not grow orchids around the tea plant. I was able to look it up. I spoke to Lance at Adagio about it because that was something that was really, really bothering me. Normally, when the way they make jasmine tea is they uh, they lay out all of the green tea in a house, and then they bring in a ton of jasmine, which blooms at night, and it infuses the flavor. I mean, it infuses the scent, and they keep doing it night after night after night until finally the leaf has absorbed a lot of it. In this case, however, there is no infusion. There is no scented method. What they do is they just roast it, and it comes out it just comes out naturally. So you'll get like a very vegetal, flowery scent to it. This is more of an earthy. It still has the orchid flavoring in it, but it's accompanied by an earthy flavor um, rather than a grassy vegetal kind of flavoring to it. And also in this one, it has a very distinct scent to it. It's kind of slightly pungent. It's very minute, but there is a slight woody flavoring to it. And there is an effervescence that has a kind of tart berry behind it, almost like a cherry, but not quite. What region of China does it come from? It doesn't come from China, actually. It's from Taiwan. Um, and it's a Taiwanese oolong versus a Japanese oolong. You can tell because the Taiwanese oolongs are the ones that are balled up tightly, while the Chinese oolongs are usually just either twisted or straight up leaves that look kind of straight. So you had Thomas, welcome. I'm doing your kind of tea today. Oh, and by the way, this is not an adagio tea this time around. This one is Cha Gloriette. Tiguanyin, that is absolutely right. So I picked this up at the tea festival last year, and they had a sample of it, and it smelled really really nice. And this is bringing me back to that moment. It was so good. I don't know if they have this online. I'll look for it after the stream and link you guys. But in this case, this one is definitely, it's off to a really good start. So keeping in mind what it looks like before it was steeped. Now take a look at this. This is what I always find interesting about Taiwanese oolongs. It's the way that they look after. Look at how much it grew. It unfurled a lot to the point where it's almost completely open. But this is why I said it looks like it could have taken another couple of minutes. Because as big as it is, this is not fully open. It could have stayed in a little bit longer just to have more of the leaf. And I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. I'm going to make a little bit of room here because I have to fiddle with this leaf a little bit. But look at how much extra. It can definitely take a re-steep. Oolongs are famous. It's an all day tea. You can re-steep it again and again and again. You can usually get about 5 good cups out of it if you do it right. And I might just do the same thing later, re-steep it, because this tastes really nice. But look at how much leaf is left. You've been wanting to try Taiwanese Tiguanyin? Wow, really? I have some here. I know that oolong is your thing, so I'll save you some. This stuff is really, really good. It's very earthy, very grounded. But you can see there's a huge difference between this and this. Everything was opened as the water penetrated the leaves, and so it began to unfurl its flavor into the water. And it's a really, really, really great experience. Like very earthy, very hearty flavor. and it's the kind of flavoring that hits you right in the back of the throat. Like it's got an effervescence to it that's not quite smoky. Um, Picture a wood fire that's just started, and it hasn't had the time to smoke. It hasn't had the time to really burn. This is like the beginning of that fire. That's what I'm getting out of this, and it's really like it's really wholesome, really not overpowering, but it's pretty strong. I'm liking this flavor. Oh man! And with every they are going to reopen as soon as all the other stores are allowed to. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good news because I've been having withdrawal symptoms, and it's not fun. I need to visit you guys as soon as possible. You don't know, I'm feeling it. Oh, so there's a slight berry kind of flavoring that's coming up behind, and it's really nice. You know, it's super. Um, it's super mellow, but I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty. It's. I want to say without sounding like without sounding like it's a negative connotation. It's slightly tastes slightly fermented. Uh, I'm getting like I mean, it's not fermented at all. This is not a pour. Um, but by the same token, I'm getting like that same kind of connotation where you swallow it, it overtakes the entire mouth. Um, I'm about to do the Thomas taste. I'll see how that is. Oh, excuse me. I was trying to avoid that, but it happens. Wow, that's really nice. As I breathe out through the nose, it's got this soft wooden flavor to it. It's almost all wood at that point. Um, it's a slow burn. The flavor lasts on your tongue, and it's really nice. Really, it's kind of like I feel like it's cabin in the woods kind of a flavor, and you're getting this kind of like wood burning in the fireplace kind of sensation to it. I'm really thoroughly enjoying this blend. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very interesting. I've had a lot of oolongs, and they all have a similar kind of flavor to it. Um, would I put milk and sugar? No. I love this kind of taste because it's savory without overpowering. I mean, you could if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't really need it. It's it's not astringent at all. It's really smooth, really soft tasting, and it's easy on the tongue. You know, sometimes you get a an overpowering kind of scent on a tea that takes over the entire flavor. This is really mellow, really smooth, um, really woody. I'm loving this one. I'm gonna have to actually look into getting more, uh, because you know I mean I do a lot of Adagio teas, and I mean they're not sponsored. Nobody asks me to. but I want to branch out a little bit more and do different companies and stuff like that. So in this case, it paid off. You know, um, the package is. Oh, I'll show you guys what the package looks like on the inside. You see, it's just a little box with the directions on the side, and it says it's a Tiguanyin right over here. On the inside, a little silver vacuum. Well, it was vacuum sealed before I opened it, but yeah, you can take a look. It's nice and shiny, and it just says Tiguanyin Tra, which I am assuming is just dark Tiguanyin. So I'm going to answer Teresa's question as I always do before she answers it, which is a good thing because she's not here to ask this time. So what would I pair this food with? What food would I pair this tea with? It's definitely a savory tea. So it's something that I would drink with like a dinner. I would say it would probably go well with a rice dish. Like Spanish rice would be great, with a little chicken on the side. I wouldn't go too heavy, because then you'll lose some of the flavor. Like I would do chicken over steak or pork on this one. Hey Ma, welcome. It's okay. It's okay. It's your birthday. You can be as late as you want. But yeah, so this is definitely the kind of tea that I would drink after a good heavy meal. Because it's not overpowering. It's something that will complement the flavor very well. Pretty good, yeah. Mm. And it's holding up even as it cools. The flavor is holding up really, really well. It's not astringent in the least, which I was trying to avoid anyway because that's the reason why I understeeped it. Only because I wanted to make sure that I got a nice hearty flavor. Hey Teresa, welcome. I wanted to preserve the nice hearty flavor without bringing out any of the stringency from a burnt leaf, which I did. But playing safe, I personally think was a bit detrimental because now I feel like I'm not getting the full flavor of the tea. But it's all about experimentation. Pops, welcome. It's all about experimentation. It's all about the just getting the right flavor out of it. And I think that I could have stood to do more heat as well as more time being steeped. So in this case, I'm enjoying it for what it is, but next time I steep it, I'll leave it in longer. Maybe not at a higher temperature to start, but I would definitely keep it in the water for a good 5 minutes instead of 3, because this can definitely handle it. It's strong enough to put up a good flavoring, and still probably get 2 or 3 steeps out of it with no problem. Mm. Ooh, that is so nice. It's got like this like it's overtaking my tongue. I'm really like I'm thinking about it, I'm just savoring the flavor because you hold on to this kind of flavor and it's not letting go anytime soon. Like I said, it's a very slow burn. And I get the feeling that even an hour from now, after I've drank this whole pot, I'm going to be tasting that flavor and just like savoring it. It's so good. Oh man. Okay. So questions, comments, anything you want to bring up, now is the time. I'm going to open up the floor. I do have a couple of exciting announcements. Can I tell if this is first flush? It's really difficult for me to tell it on this one, um, only because it's oxidized so much that it's. I mean, I from being as flavorful as it is, I would not be surprised if it was first flush. Um, but because it's so dark, it's hard to tell if it's the oxidation or if it's the leaf that was plucked. It's hard to tell, but I would not be surprised if this is a first flush. So, announcements. I do have at least one exciting announcement. You guys, I am putting up my first contest in a long time, and this is the first contest of its kind that I've done. This is, it's going to be really, really fun. You might have seen the meme where they ask you they ask the person what kind of skills did they learn during quarantine, and the next panel is they're blowing into a teapot, and the tea is coming out of the spout and into the teacup. Well, it is official. We at the community are hosting are hosting this contest in association with Tilula, who they're gonna help me advertise, and we're gonna send a $25 gift certificate to the winner. So I have had a couple questions about the contest, and so I'm going to put out a video demonstration tomorrow. So it's sure to be a good time, and you guys will see. I'm leading by example. Yes, I'm doing this myself, so there's no excuse for anybody else to not do this, except that you just don't want to, and that's fine. But you'll be missing out on your chance at a $25 gift certificate to Tilula, and they have incredible tea there. So definitely, if you do have the time, the resources, do it. It's a lot of fun. Oh, okay. Oh my god, this is so good. As you can tell, I'm thoroughly enjoying this tea because it's overtaking my mouth. Um, do I have to do it in costume? You don't have to do it in costume. You can, I mean, like, okay, what we're focusing on here is comedy. Anything you can do to make it funny, go for it. I mean, as long as you're staying along the general theme of it, you can use a costume. You can make it into a whole production. Um, as long as it's funny, that's all we care about. Also, I will be one of the judges alongside Juliet from Tilula, who's going to also judge. I don't know if she's going to put through her own demonstration video, but we were talking about it on the Thursday afternoon, Thursday morning tea chat, and Sheila was excited too about doing it. She's the owner of Tilula, and she wants to put through the video as well. So we're gonna have. I mean, of course, she can't win, but I think the more people that participate, the better the experience will be, right? So, that being said, I encourage everybody to join in. There's only a couple stipulations. One, you must be a U.S. resident. If you do enter and you're outside the U.S., you may want to give your gift certificate to somebody who is in the U.S. That's totally up to you. But just understand that you would not be able to use the gift certificate yourself. Two, cold water only. Please don't burn your face trying to make people laugh, because that's just not worth it. Use cold water, but you must use a tea, you know? So you can use a bag tea, Lipton. I mean, if you want to use an old tea that you're not going to drink, go for it. Um, but yeah, just please do not use hot liquid. I am saying this. I know that nobody's going to do it, but you never know, you know. Yeah, and oh yeah, another stipulation: you must be a member of the community group, and you must also like and or follow the Tilula Facebook page, or I believe their Instagram. It's on the what is that called, the it's on the group page as a, well, I'd say that as a PDF, so it's in there somewhere. It's got all the rules and regulations and stuff like that. So those are just the main parts that I wanted to point out. Also, another announcement: we're going to have another virtual reality chat tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central. So I invite you all to join in. They have been really, really fun. They've, oh, excuse me, they've been lasting like 5 hours. Last week's was pretty short. It was just still an hour and a half to 2 hours, something like that. And I mean, even that for what was supposed to be a 40-minute chat, it's very telling. So yeah, go ahead and check out the virtual reality party tomorrow. I posted the link on the Facebook page, and it's under announcements, so it should be the very first post on the page. And yeah, you'll find it there. Mm. Oh, it's so good. Okay, guys, I'm opening up the floor again. Questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? Now's the time. I find that as this is cooling, it's taking on kind of like a copper flavor, very light copper. But it's like super. What about the tea party tomorrow? That's a quick question. I'll keep on talking while. Hey, Deborah, welcome. The tea. I don't know what the question is, so I'll just keep on talking about the tea until you complete it. But this is coming up to like a slight coppery kind of flavor. I think that goes back to that that fermented kind of sensation that I was getting earlier. As it cools down, it's getting a bit more soothing. Oh, are you hosting the virtual tea party tomorrow? Yes, I am hosting it, as I do every week, 3 o'clock Central. So, once again, yeah, go ahead and join us. We'll be we'll be having a lot of fun. Okay, yeah. I lost my train of thought. That's right. The copper flavor to it. So it's not like very overpowering, but it's a mild coppery flavor, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. This is the kind of tea that's going to keep me nice and mellow and relaxed. While it is caffeinated, oftentimes oolongs are less. They're less caffeinated than black teas. I don't know how they compare to dark teas. Probably more. Dark teas are more. Not sure you'll make it, but you'll be out in the afternoon. That's fine. You know, I mean, you've got a life, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, enjoy your day out. Should you go, and if not, you're more than welcome to join us. Coppery flavor. I forgot what I was talking about it, but like it's really good. That's not as eloquent as I was hoping to make it, but still, it's spot on. So, It looks like my time is coming close to a close, so I think I have maybe two more sips. So go ahead and ask your questions now. I'm opening up the floor again. Hopefully, I'll have I'll have some breath after I finish trying to drink this whole thing. But we'll see. Mm. Oh man, this like it has maintained. Right now, this is about slightly higher than room temperature, but it's maintaining that flavor very well. It's holding on to it, and it's like still earthy. It's still um, coppery. It's still I'm still getting that little bit of berry behind it, but it's really good. Mm. Oh, so good. Oh, that was smooth. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me once again. This has been, oh, thank you. I aim to please. Um, this has been a really good flavor. I'm going to see if I can find it online somewhere. Hopefully I will, because I'd really love for you guys to try it. In the meantime, have a great weekend, a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, but if not, I will see you next week. Bye.